So as the first Indigenous student at the top business program in Canada, I'm super proud that I've built my career to some pretty exciting places, such as working with some of the world's biggest brands, speaking on the TEDx stage, building a business, and this YouTube channel. Now, what seems like 100 years ago, back in 2009, I started my business degree at Wilfrid Laurier University. And when I applied, it was ranked the top business school in Canada. Since then, I've grown my career to a level that I would not have gotten to without these extremely challenging first experiences of facing and overcoming these 7 lessons that I'm about to share with you. So these are 7 lessons from being the first Indigenous student at Canada's top business school. I embarked on a unique and challenging journey as the first Indigenous student to enroll in Canada's top business program. The experience was incredibly rewarding, but it was also really competitive and pushed me to my limits nearly every day in my first year. So here are 7 invaluable lessons that kept me going and hopefully can inspire youth or aspiring business students or career-driven individuals. If you're a young person who is ambitious or hungry to achieve great things and you're about to embark on a new journey, I hope that you find one of these lessons helpful for you. Lesson 1 is to build up your skills and value. One of the most important lessons I learned was to continuously build up my skills and my value, no matter where I am presenting myself in a new environment, bring some kind of value or skill. So whether it's honing on your public speaking abilities or gaining expertise in a certain area or app that you can use, you must always strive to improve. It not only boosts your confidence, but also makes you indispensable in many different environments. Now, why did I need to build up my skills? I found that confidence only comes when you have evidence of being confident. Now, I was always a really hard worker in high school, but I found that in university, when I was in a more competitive environment, I needed to bring an edge. I needed to be prepared, and I needed to have a skill set that could deliver value in the classroom or in a job interview or when I was in a co-op placement. So I found that the only way that I could deliver confidently was to have evidence and proof. So by practicing skills, learning new things, and proving to myself that I had value and abilities, it helped me to show up in the room and know that I had value to offer, I had skills to offer, and wasn't just faking my way in. So if you're someone who's wanting to make a difference and you're wanting to build up your confidence in life, developing your skills and being good at things by practicing them wouldn't be here today if I didn't have that as an important lesson. So how you can build up your skills is deciding what it is that you want to pursue and practicing it, spending tons and tons of hours and getting to be really confident in those areas. Lesson 2 is to stop idolizing. It's easy to put successful people on a pedestal and think that they've had an easy ride or thinking that they are the be all and end all. Now stop idolizing other people and realizing that they've had their share of struggles and failures and that everyone is human and everyone has their own unique weaknesses, their own unique path to success. And understand that each person has areas that you can learn from, but they are not the number one idol and that you should have multiple idols. Now, why did I learn that I needed to stop idolizing? Well, for one, when I was in high school, I idolized my parents to the max. Now, I still respect them and I still look up to them as my mentors. However, when I attended business school and university, I realized that a lot of the business skills as entrepreneurs that they are kind of maxed out at the level that I was pursuing. A lot of the business skills and business strategies that I was learning and retaining at the university level was aimed for more larger corporations, medium to large size companies that required a completely different skill set. So it didn't make sense anymore to continue idolizing people that I did once it either grew or altered or changed in the trajectory that I wanted to be in. This might be for mentors or people that you look up to or learn from. If you idolize them forever, that means that you're not really growing or adapting or changing beyond, the lessons that that idol or mentor should be teaching you. So it's really important to upgrade or adjust your idols based on the stage that you are in your growth journey. So in order for me to stop idolizing the people that I looked up to and thinking that they had all the answers, it required me to look in the mirror and decide who the next mentor was, who the next person is that I wanted to learn from, and what specific areas I wanted to learn from them. Because having one person and their entire life be something that you want for yourself is not wise either. So they might have elements of their life, whether it's their career, their health, personal life, their physical health, different areas where they are a relevant idol for you, and having maybe multiple mentors and multiple idols depending on your different goals can be really helpful as well. You can stop idolizing people by realizing that you have surpassed the need to idolize them, for example. third lesson is to know that this is what hard feels like, and it's okay to struggle or miss home sometimes. So when you're in a competitive environment, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or homesick or missing that comfort of home. So understand that this is normal. Struggling doesn't mean that you're failing. It actually means that you're growing. It's always possible to reach out for support when you need it, and that it's okay to miss home. It's okay to struggle. So it's completely okay and normal and healthy to struggle and know what difficulty feels like. It's necessary to undergo any growth if you're struggling. So experiencing struggle or discomfort is important and absolutely necessary if you're ambitious and you're wanting to grow and develop beyond the person that you are today. So it's completely expected, it's normal, and understanding that missing home or missing your parents or loved ones or having an uncomfortable feeling is what to expect, and that means that you're learning something and it means that you are growing as a person. Now, for me personally, what I did to feel this struggle was just to be sad and to know that I maybe underappreciated my home and the comfort of my home community as I missed it so much when I was away from it. It also taught me that I could be away from home and that I could struggle, and that when I'm faced with difficulty and with challenges, I can push through and I can achieve what I'm set out to do, even though it's hard, right? It creates that resilience and it creates grit within each and every individual. Now, this can be helpful for you when you're experiencing difficulty or if you're struggling and it's really, really hard. Tell yourself that this is what is expected. This is normal. When you're trying to do really difficult things or you're trying to achieve something, the reason that it is difficult and worthy of an important goal to you is because it's not easy, and because if it were easy, everyone would do it, right? Now, the fourth lesson that I learned in my journey at business school is to know that it's okay to change your mind. Your first choice doesn't have to be your final choice. It's okay to change. It's okay to pivot and do something different than you initially set out to do. Now, whether it's changing your major or choosing a different career path or taking a break, it's important to be flexible. That is key for long-term success and happiness. Now, what's important is to not confuse changing your mind with giving up. Ask yourself whether you are changing your mind because something is difficult or if you're changing your mind because you're moving towards something else that you want, right? We make decisions based on the information that we have in front of us. And if we learn new information, it is completely acceptable to make a different choice and to pivot and to adapt our strategy or our direction or intentions moving forward. So the question here and the art of these decisions are figuring out whether you are adjusting your decisions based on adapting and changing your mind to something you're going towards, or if you're giving up because it's too hard and you're uncomfortable with the growth that you're experiencing. Now, how can you learn from this? How can you know that changing your mind is okay? I think it's important to allow yourself and give yourself the grace to explore the option of what would I do if I change my mind? Is this going to make me feel regret, or can I always change my mind back? In many cases, you can change your mind again and try something again that you had moved away from initially or that you pivoted from. So asking yourself those questions can be really, really valuable. The bonus lesson I have at the end will help you in figuring this one out. So stay tuned for that one. But now moving on to lesson number 5. Lesson 5 that I learned is to do things while you're excited about them. So passion drives excellence. So when you're excited about something, your energy and your enthusiasm can carry you through the toughest challenges. So seize the opportunity that ignites your passion and can make you the most out of them while you can. Now, why is it important to do things while you're excited about them? Now, because I was a really big nerd in university and high school, honestly, I loved the content of my courses that I was studying. I got really excited about the curriculum and the content that I was learning in pretty much every class. So much so that I was able to complete readings, complete assignments immediately after classes by learning that the peak of excitement was after I just learned something. Instead of procrastinating and trying to force myself to complete work when I was no longer excited about it, I capitalized on my excitement and enthusiasm right after learning something new and was able to complete my lessons and complete my homework and assignments and anything I had to do right away to take advantage of the momentum that I had from being excited. If you're someone who's not feeling excited about the content of your curriculum after you've learned it, going back to the previous lesson might be a sign that you want to pivot and change to something that does excite you. Okay, now lesson 6 is to learn about yourself and how you can lock in. So self-awareness is crucial in your career, in any endeavor. So understand your strengths and weaknesses and learn how to lock in and focus when it matters most. Developing your routine or strategies that work for you can make all the difference in maintaining your productivity and well-being, whether it's your job, studies, your family life, just being productive in general is important to have that focus, right? So it's important to learn how you specifically lock in. Now, what I did, I've learned to be motivated and lock in or have focus at different stages of my life, depending on what was motivating me at the time, that have been quite different. So for example, in university, I didn't require that much motivation to get locked in because it was my favorite subject. Business and marketing and finance, not so much finance, but a lot of the subjects that we studied in school were my favorite things to learn about. So it was easy to focus because I had a genuine interest in those topics. Later in my university career, when I had to take courses that maybe weren't necessarily my favorite, I found other areas of my own self-awareness that would help me to lock in to those moments to have an elevated focus to get the job done. If there were certain courses that had a reputation for being extremely difficult and the average grade across the class was a fail or a D or just a very low mark, I had a motivation to stand out. I didn't want to give any reason for not doing a good job, and that reputation motivated me to do that much better, work that much harder so that I wasn't going to fail and be in a situation that was awful for my family, for my funding, for all of those things, right? So having self-awareness of your own perspectives, what is important to you, will work wonders in getting yourself motivated and finding ways to achieve the goal by understanding what is important to you and how you can turn that into a motivator and lock in to be focused on what it is that you want. All right, lesson 7. Lesson 7 is to create your environment by design. So your environment plays a huge role in your success, and surrounding yourself with supportive people can create a workspace or an environment that inspires you and develops habits that foster your own personal or professional growth. So your environment should be a reflection of your goals and your aspirations. Now, why is it so important to create a life by design, or specifically an environment by your own design? Now, what I personally did to create an environment by design was to surround myself with the biggest nerds and the smartest people in the class. You know who you are. You can create your own environment, not just in a physical space, but in a virtual space or online space as well. So connecting with like-minded individuals on virtual environments, whether it's groups on the internet or people that you follow on social media, having those people that create your environment and create your world, being people that will help inspire you and create a space that will serve you and your goals is essential. This spans from the books you read to the people you hang out with, the people that you choose to not hang out with because, they're not the environment that you want to create for yourself. So saying yes to people that are more towards the person that you want to be and is serving of your goals, and saying no to the people that are less the world that you want to live in, right? Okay, now on to a bonus lesson. Choose what it is you want and go for it. So I have found myself distracted by choices so many times throughout my life. There are so many good options in front of me, and it has left me feeling so stuck at times, just indecisive and unable to take action, because sometimes I, even to this day, overanalyze what will happen from doing one thing over another and have the fear of making the wrong choice. Now, this is until I realize, and still to this day have to remind myself, that not only is there no wrong choice, but I'll never know the alternative anyways. And life is full of choices, and sometimes you just have to pick a path and go for it, because you won't know what would have happened had you taken a different path. And that's okay. So commit to your decision and make the most out of the opportunities that come your way. And it's not like you can actually play out both scenarios, so don't bother worrying about it. Now, my journey as the first Indigenous student at Canada's top business school had a lot of challenges. I know I didn't get into any of the cultural challenges and issues that were specifically pertaining to my Indigenous identity and the curriculum. That is for a different video. And these lessons really helped me stay on the course, and I hope it's helpful for you or anyone who is really trying to achieve their dreams. Remember that you're capable of more than you think. You can choose a path that helps you to build your skills, build the person that you want to become, and can help you feel inspired. If this helps you, make sure you connect with me at the link right here. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Chimigwech, and we'll see you next time.